Look, it's the Lions talk, 4 men in the room. One ass cheek, 3 toes bringing the doom. Nate on the clock, Jay catching the heat. Chris and Bia arguing right on the street. One ass cheek, 3 toes. One ass cheek, Detroit knows. Lions on the map, we don't care about the woes. One ass cheek, 3 toes, this how the show goes. Goff throwing dots, Hutch hitting the gap. We put the whole city right back on the map. No more same old, we done changed the whole vibe. 4 voices deep, talking about the whole tribe. Yeah, one ass cheek, 3 toes. Nate, Chris, BA Lions talk only, get gone.
What up, what up, what up? We are back. How y'all fellas doing?
Doing well, doing well.
Back again.
Yeah, all right. Well, the season is upon us. Training camp, I believe they start reporting next week, I believe, right? The 27th? Is that correct?
Yeah,
Something like that for the Lions?
the rookies reported yesterday, I think.
Okay.
Today, they report today. Rookies report today, and then the 29th, rest of the people.
Awesome, awesome. So, yeah, man, season is upon us. Yeah, man, just looking forward to a great season. And, you know, everybody in the offseason always thinks their team's going to make the Super Bowl, right? Until the season starts. So this is the best time to have that feeling until the season starts. And then that's where the real chips fall. All right. What up? So, yeah, let's just dive into it. So I want to start first with some training camp battles. I want y'all to each give me a battle that you're looking forward to. And everybody does a different one. Don't do the same one. And tell me why. And who do you think's going to win it? So we'll start with you, B. Give me a training camp battle. You think that's going to win? Why, and who's going to win?
What you put all in my that's pretty good. I like that. Cornerback battle is definitely going to be something that's going to go on. You got Rock Yassin, you got Whiteside, you got you got a whole bunch of people fighting for those positions, because now that Arnold has been dismissed from the team, you know, somebody's going to try to vie for that second position, and then everybody's got to move up, because actually, you know, that's how the rotation's going to be. So that's going to be an interesting battle. I think Rocky Sin is probably going to be the guy that gets the CB2.
You got a CB2? Okay.
I think he will. I think he's a pretty good corner, and McCrary will probably get the nickel. I'm just going off what I'm seeing.
I like McCrary. I like McCrary. I think he'd be a great nickel for us. Okay. All right. Jay, what you got? What's your battle? And who do you is going to win it, and why?
Well, you know, with the departure of Roy Lopez, I want to see what Onwuzurike does against like Tyleik Williams. I want to see, you know, just with a lot of moving pieces on the defensive line, with what's his name being gone, can't even think of his name right now. The defensive end.
Reader. Oh no, Reader.
No. The defensive end who just departed.
Went to Tampa Bay. You're talking about what's his face?
I cannot think of his name.
Roy.
Jesus.
No, the defensive end that had got 11.5 sacks last year.
Yeah.
God dang it. He's already gone. I forgot his name.
What the hell? Anyways, yeah.
That guy. Muhammad. There you go. Yeah.
Like I want to see what they do.
Aquadine Muhammad. There you go.
See another
What's up, Robbie?
I got to get back into it. But anyway, I just want to see what the defensive line going to look like with a couple people leaving departures and people coming back. And Onwuzurike, that's like somebody I got my eyes on, because this is one of Brad Holmes' very first picks when he came in as a GM. And I mean, obviously he got a lot of faith in him if he haven't cut him yet. And he's been injured. He hadn't really been a guy that we hope he could have been. So defensive line, man, I want to see how that works out.
Who do you have?
No. We don't know our ex-players. We know our current
who
players.
Who do you have winning that battle opposite of Hutch?
That's a good one there.
Man, that's hard. I can't give you a definitive answer because.
Well, who do you think? Out of Wantham, I think it's between Wantham and Moore. If Moore comes out like hair on fire, I could definitely see him starting opposite of Hutch. But I think Wantham is probably incumbent right now.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you because I mean he got experience and you know he can be that body, right? Like I want to see what Derek Moore does. Now if he come out and have a great training camp, he may get a little playing time, but I would definitely think Wantam he'd be the
and he's an edge setter too.
Yeah. So that's my theory. That's my guess.
All right, Chris, what you got?
Now I had 3 different positions that I wanted to talk about, but I'll do one.
Yeah,
I was going to talk about safety. Well, because we don't know who's going to be safety because we don't know who's going to be there or not. So then I was going to talk about either the right tackle or the left guard. I'll talk left guard, Christian Mahogany or Juice Scruggs, because I believe Larry Broman for the right tackle will end up probably starting unless Blake Miller just has a freaking phenomenal camp. But yeah. That's gonna be a tough one because both of them have played. Mahogany has not played as much. I think Mahogany might get the edge just because he's been with the Lions. But Juice, if he because he's a veteran, he could probably overcome him camp. That's gonna be a tough one. I would love to see Mahogany and Scruggs for left guard there.
What about Frazier? Throw his name in there too, right? 3-headed monster.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good rotation if you want to keep if everybody ends up being like kind of the same player, boy, you got a three man, you could just say, listen, I want you out there 100% all the time, but you're only rotating all 3 guys. Man, you have 100%.
Yeah, I don't want to see a platoon. Let's be very clear. Like you pick one guy and you rock with him unless he just absolutely ass, and then you go some other route. But you got to rock with whoever you go with. I don't want to see a platoon like we've seen in those years. What up, Liz?
Right.
I mean, it just depends because do you want a guy burn out and then bring in somebody else that hasn't had any continuity, or you have 3 guys that have constant continuity?
That's the whole line. I mean, you know, if all the starters, you're going to have that anyway.
Yeah,
I think Mahogany
somebody's solid, and then have all the other offensive line. This is the reason why the Lions draft the way they do, or they get players that can do more than one thing on the offensive line, so they can fill spots. That's what you want.
Yeah.
I think Mahogany's probably the incumbent because he has starter experience with the Lions, like Chris said. But he kind of had an up and down year last year. Like I think a lot of people were expecting him to take the role that Tate did. Tate really just skyrocketed. Like I'm not worried about that at the guard position. Tate's gonna lock that thing up and never give it away. You know. But we haven't seen that from Mahogany. We've seen up and down from him, and he's been fairly healthy. He just hasn't been consistent, you know.
Yeah, he did suffer an injury to his leg last season that sidelined him for a couple weeks, if I'm not mistaken, right? But yeah, I mean, I agree. He needs to be better. He needs to be better, and he had big hopes, especially when he came in and started against the Commanders a couple playoffs ago. I mean, a lot of people expected big things from Mahogany, so this is going to be a big year for him. This is going to be a really telling year for him.
Yeah, and then also too, I know it's not a popular pick here, but moving Manu to guard or playing him at guard, this could be a Holy Vitae type of situation. Remember when they got Vitae in free agency and they didn't play him at tackle, they put him at guard. And he was decent at guard.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, they're trying to maybe do that same thing with Manu. So it's gonna be interesting in that guard position because you got Juice, you got Frazier. I mean, one of them's going to back up Tate on the other side, but you got Juice, Frazier, Manu, even that guy from San Francisco, Birch. That's another guy we even talked about. That was a sneaky signing too from the 49ers. So that could be another guy that might be slide in there too. So they have a good problem. I happen to think that out of 5 of those dudes, one of those are going to stick, right? That's the hope.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I think they actually did a fairly good job when it came to actually rebuilding their offensive line. Not rebuilding, but retooling it. Like
and they brought in veterans that have had playing experience like Birch and Juice, you know, to play with the young guys like Frazier and Mahogany and Manu. So I'll be interested to see who wins that battle. That's gonna be a fun battle to watch.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna give you mine. It's not the sexiest, but I think it's important, especially in today's game. The kick return. and punt return game. Because if you look at the way football's going now, that with these new rules, returns are important. Field position is key. And if you have a good returner, you can flip the field pretty quickly. If you have a bad returner, you're probably starting in your 10 to 20 yard line every game, which is going to make it harder to drive longer to the field for a touchdown. So for me, I was a big Law fan until he tore his ACL. So I hope he gets healthy. I liked him a lot. He was my possibly one of my kick returners for the Lions, and then he got hurt. Dortch, I think Dortch is either a punt returner or he's a kick returner. He's got return ability, so he's going to be back there in one of those aspects. We don't have Khalif Raymond. He's on to the Bears now. I think that definitely is going to be more of a platoon kind of thing. Because when you had Khalif Raymond back there, he could go punt, he could go kickoff, and you'd be fine. We don't have that guy. I'm hoping it's Dortch. I'm a big fan of Dortch. I like Dortch. I liked him at Arizona. So did Petzing when he brought him over. I'm sure he banged on the table to get him. So he's had experience with Dortch. So I think Dortch is going to be probably the kickoff returner and the punt returner. But if not, I think TK probably could be in there too. They really like TK, and TK's never really had a really significant role in the Lions. This could be his opportunity, maybe in the punt returner. Because he's got a little wiggle to his game. He's not the biggest guy, but he's got some speed. But I think the preseason you're going to see that position one right there, because you're going to see a lot of reps from a lot of guys. But I'm thinking Dortch, TK. I don't know. Is there anybody else you guys have out there?
Jacob Sailors is also listed.
Okay, Sailors. Yeah.
And then they actually put Sony Vikai or
Sion Vati.
Vaki as a kick returner. Yeah.
Okay. So those are possibilities. I think it's going to be Dortch or TK. I think those are probably your main leaders in the clubhouse. I think they want to keep Vaki off special teams because that's why he always gets hurt. He always gets hurt on special teams, and so I think that if they see a bigger role with him, that I think they don't put him on special teams. But I don't know. I could be wrong. And then of course,
I don't see Kennedy making the team this year.
Really?
I think this is his last year. Yeah.
Oh. We keep saying that about him, man. He still comes back.
I was about to say I've said it a few times that
there's a lot. You forgot about Dominic Lovett too. Yeah, he's another guy.
That's right. But he'd probably be backing up a receiver more often than though.
I don't know. TK, man, it's like Lazarus. He comes back from the dead every time. So who knows? All right. Any other position?
He's just a backup.
Yeah. But I do think the wide receiver 5 is going to be interesting. Like who's going to take that role, and I think TK could very well take that role too because they trust him, and they trust him in games, and that's important.
Yeah, set for camp.
Any other battles? Any other battles? I know Chris, you mentioned safety. Any other battles you'll think might be interesting to watch?
That right tackle one, the one with Blake Miller and Larry Borum. That looks like it could be a good one too.
I gotta think it's gonna be Borum, man. I gotta think it's gonna be Borum early on.
Yeah,
I think Blake Miller's gonna get it.
I think Blake Miller's gonna get it. Wow. Okay.
Also, like that linebacker out of Michigan, Roller. I'd like to see where he fits in the linebacking court because we still got Rodrigo. That's somebody who can definitely challenge Rodrigo for a spot. I mean, we know
he will be challenging Rodrigo for that spot because it's Barnes and it's and Jack. Those are the main two guys, and then everybody else is we'll see.
Yeah, so I'd like to see what Roller does. I like him coming out of Michigan. I said that before. I mean, he wasn't the guy I'm like, oh, they need to go and get him, but that was like a solid pick for him. Somebody with a lot of potential that can come in and make some noise, So I'd like to see that battle. That's actually a battle I'm looking forward to.
I'll throw one out there, and I don't know if it's really a battle, but I think it could be tight end number 2, Brock Wright or Tyler Conklin.
That's a good question.
I like Conklin, man. He's already shown to be a receiver in his past, so I think he's going to win tight end too.
Brock Wright's a better tight end than Conklin is. Conklin's a good blocker, but he's not. they're going to keep 3 tight ends. So
yeah, I do agree. But who gets more playing time will be Conklin or Brock Wright, along with LAPORTA'S.
Brock Wright's going to get more because he's been with the Lions longer and knows the system better, and he's a better all around player because he knows he's got to be on the Lions as a tight end. You got to be able to block. That's
absolutely. That's Brock Wright. That's Brock Wright.
Better learn how to block.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's, to be honest, that's any position. If you're a receiver, you got to know how to block. If you're a freaking running back,
true. But I'll throw this caveat out there.
Well, the quarterback even has to block.
Yes.
Right. When LAPORTA went down, Brock Wright had a huge opportunity to really take that role and run with it to help out, show he's a capable TE too. He didn't show that, and that's why I think they brought in Conklin. So because Conklin has more of history of being more of a receiving tight end, maybe not a blocker, but more of a receiving tight end because he's had some years where he's had over 500-600 yards in a season. So
I think Brock Wright did pretty good in his absence. He's not going to fill a spot of LAPORTA. LAPORTA's just a whole different
guy. But I mean, they really didn't even utilize him.
Horton was the guy that we thought was going to step up in that position, and he didn't do that. He was playing the opposite of him, and he didn't do very good, and that's what messed up the whole tight end situation.
The one thing that Conklin's going to have an issue with, it has nothing to do with himself. Jared Goff has to know you and feel comfortable with you, and he hasn't done anything with him yet. He already knows.
They got to build reps for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, but we've known this for players happening for years. JMO is a perfect example. He didn't get touches for years because he just didn't feel comfortable. Goff didn't have you have to be 100% in line with Goff. There is no 85% and. You'll get out there for one pass play. If you screw it up, you'll probably never get the ball the rest of the season. I'm not joking. Goff, he's a precision timing person. Yeah. If you don't catch the ball, what's the point?
Quarterbacks base it on trust. Absolutely. I agree.
Yes. So that's why I think Conklin, he's going to stay third unless there's a big injury.
Well, that's what camp's for, so we'll have to see.
Yep, that's true.
All right. Let's move on to the next topic. On the topic of Jared Goff, Chris, Goff continues to get disrespected, man. I don't understand it. ESPN came out with a ranking, and Goff wasn't even in the top 10. We can pull up that ranking here.
I thought he was 9.
I thought he was ranked number 9.
That's not the only sport to play. He is ranked number 9 in a lot of categories.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some have them up. Some have them in the top 10. Some have them 8, 9. Some have them out of the thing.
Nobody has them in the top 5, though.
10. They just a hater.
The problem is Goff could win the Super Bowl, and they would blame it wasn't him that did it. It was the defense or the player that caught the ball or the running back or the. It does not matter. He's just because he's not a one mobile quarterback that runs like a fucking crazy man. He's not he doesn't have a big name.
He doesn't have a wow factor.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I would rather have the guy that doesn't have the wow factor. He doesn't need to.
Yeah. I care about winning, man. I care about winning, and that's to be the number one stat. Winning.
The thing about Jared Goff that a lot of people always like to down talk, but this isn't the only attribute that quarterback should have is being the mobile quarterback. It's Jared Goff, when he has nice protection, he is literally one of the best quarterbacks statistically.
Absolutely.
When he has that time. You can't say that about every quarterback.
Even under duress, he can still put up good numbers.
Exactly. With the offensive line he had last year, he still passed for 4,500 yards. Mm-hmm. He still had how many? 27 touchdowns.
He's
one of the best quarterbacks.
He has a 68% completion percentage too.
Yes,
since 2021, that quarterbacks playing over 75 games, because we ain't going to just be throwing quarterbacks in this conversation. Since 2021, Mahomes, Goff, and Herbert have the top 3 amount of passing yards. Goff is number 1 in passing percentage. Goff is number 2 or number 3 in TDs. And now we're counting Allen and Mahomes. And Allen, most of his TDs are Russian TDs. They still count toward the quarterback, though. For his rating, he's number one. He's 101.3. And this is these. I'm saying these are quarterbacks that have played 75 games since 2021. Okay, so if you look at all that, there's no way you can sit here and make an argument that he shouldn't be top 5. There's no way. I don't care if you don't like the fact he's not mobile. A quarterback position is the pass. It ain't the run. That's an added.
Peyton Manning wasn't mobile, and he's up there.
I agree. But I think it's all about marketing. I think it's all about optics and marketing. Like, bro, the narrative always has to be that Jared Goff cannot be that guy to win the Super Bowl since he didn't get it done in a city like LA. But if you think about it, he still made it to a Super Bowl. He still made the playoffs 3-4 consecutive times, even with, the team he had.
He's a winner. He's a winner, period. Like, let's be honest. The Rams gave up on him too early.
Is he
they just want an upgrade?
No, but when he has the time to throw, when he has everything is seen, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Statistics prove that.
And I don't care. I don't care about this dual threat crap versus the old slow guy. If you can throw from the pocket accurately, that's what wins in the NFL.
Absolutely.
It's not these off-platform throws. They're fun to watch, but that's not how you win.
Are we forgetting Sam Darnold won a Super Bowl?
Yeah,
Sam Darnold.
Darnold's he's not a running quarterback.
He can wiggle a little bit, but he's not fast.
Yeah. Like the shit on him, include myself. He didn't make any mistakes.
Yeah,
that's the point.
He didn't make any mistakes,
And I think a lot of people are blaming Goff for last year because the line was trash and he can't run. That's not Goff's fault. He wasn't blessed with speed. He was blessed with accuracy, height, and awareness. He wasn't blessed with speed.
Sam Darnold won the Super Bowl.
Like Patrick Mahomes, a mobile quarterback. What did he do last year?
Yeah.
What did he do last year?
He struggled too. Go ahead, Chris.
If you're looking at the stats, Sam Darnold, even though he won the Super Bowl, he wasn't very high in any statistical category whatsoever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say he's whatchamacallit from way back in the day. From Tampa Bay, way back.
Trent Dilfer?
Yeah, he's not Trent Dilfer bad. No. Dilfer won on that defense all alone. But, yeah. I mean,
he's way better than Trent Dilfer. Way better.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was Baltimore, by the way.
Yeah, sorry about that. I thought it was Tampa.
You're thinking of Rich Gannon.
Brad Johnson is the other guy, bro. Brad Johnson played in Tampa Bay.
I'm not, but his season last year wasn't like, you're not looking at it and going, holy smokes. I just looked at his season.
Dude, he had the best season in a long time.
Goff had a better season than he did by far, but
with no O-line, and LaPorta being out.
They still have one of the best offenses in the league, even with their bad offensive line.
Yep.
That was cutting carries from David Montgomery, who was always in like the top 5 when it came from yards per carry. That was on top of multiple offensive line being injured, having to move Glasgow to center, having had Taylor Decker being injured. It was so many moving parts, and you still had a top 5 offense. How much of that do you think we have if Jared Goff wasn't there?
And no Ben Johnson. Throw that in there too. Basically, Dan was calling the calls.
With a guy who couldn't tell his asshole from his elbow. And Johnny Morton. You understand what I'm saying? So
hey, hold up. Let's not disinclude Dan Campbell because they were worse.
Him and Dan. Yeah.
So Dan Campbell didn't know his ass from his hole in the ground either. So
I hate the Jared Goff disrespect, but you want to know something? This is a theory of mine. This isn't proof or anything, but look at the people that they had ranked ahead of him. Look at their age. Look at what they've done. It's all about marketing, if you ask me.
Yeah, let me just to piggyback on what you're saying, Jay. I'm going to go over the quarterbacks ahead of Jared Goff in this Sports Illustrated. This is the one I'm bringing up. It's Sports Illustrated has Jared Goff at 12. Caleb Williams is ahead of him. Trevor Lawrence, Jordan Love,
that's crazy.
Dak Prescott,
that's crazy.
Justin Herbert, Drake May, Joe Burrow. Okay. Lamar Jackson, Matt Stafford,
Joe Burrow,
Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes.
Joe Burrow, I like Joe Burrow, but that availability is the best ability.
And you want to know something, B? You're right. Availability is your best asset to have. Joe Burrow is always injured by week 5 and have to sit out for 6, 7, 8 weeks. And once they're eliminated from the playoffs, they're like, oh, okay, that's it. You know, like Joe Burrow, he's injured. When he's he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But
and we're going to get into this debate more about the divisions, but Caleb Williams and Jordan Love are not better than Jared Goff. I don't give a crap what anybody says.
I agree. So
that's just an agonizing list.
And going back to what I was saying, one thing I hate is that when they talk about how talented, you know, Jordan Love is or how Caleb Williams is, the one thing they bring up is age. They could
also arm strength too.
You know, we don't know. They could have peaked. We don't know. Yeah, they got talent and potential or whatever, but Jared Goff has been here with the Lions. Name me a time he passed under 4,000 yards with the Lions.
Maybe that first year when he was just a mess.
Yeah, the first year, yeah.
But that first year he was a mess.
One squad.
But
I think what you're
after that.
I think what you're trying to say, Jay, is higher ceiling with these other quarterbacks, higher floor for Jared Goff. You know what I'm saying?
And it's just baffling to me, like, bro, like we know Jared Goff isn't the most coordinated, but he is one of the most cerebral passers in this game. Line him up, and Jared Goff will knock him down.
I want to know if they made this list based on him trying to get up on the stands after celebration, because that was pretty bad.
That's crazy. And let's talk about Dak Prescott, because you said they had Dak Prescott ahead of him.
Yeah, Dak.
You can respect Dak Prescott all you want to, or whatever, but
he hasn't won.
Better than Jared Goff. When was the last time he even won a playoff game? When was the last time he's done anything?
First of all, let's take Dak Prescott out of the equation, because Dak Prescott is a very good quarterback. He is just playing on a dead ass team. That's what it is.
It's better
he
than
needs
Jared
to go.
Goff.
I mean, no, he's not better than Jared Goff as far as
they're about close to each other. They're close.
They're pretty close. He should be in the top. I think Jared Goff actually should be top 3. I think Dak should be in the top 5 too. He's got that. You got to remember something. When Dallas went, where did they go? 12-5 twice in 2 seasons, and they had the best offense in the league. Who do you think was leading that offense?
No, Dak is a good quarterback, man. He just hasn't won.
He's another one that gets injured. He gets injured, and everything falls apart around him. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You heard me, B. I said CD Lamb.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Zeke Elliott.
Now we'll see what they can do this year.
Zeke Elliott.
Like I can't think of, like, when we talk about consistency, availability, being able to have the experience and all that, Jared Goff clears 90% of those quarterbacks. Can he run? No, obviously not, but that's not the only thing he needs to do. Hell, you went 15-2 and he didn't rush over 100 yards.
He don't need to run. He's a surgeon with the ball. He just breaks the defense down.
That's what a quarterback's supposed to do.
Supposed
to do.
Thank you.
There's a lot of quarterbacks that don't do that, Chris.
Otherwise, you might end up like Patrick Mahomes. I'm not trying to slander him or anything, because that's my guy right there. But you may end up like Cam Newton. You may end up like these guys who suffer big.
I think RG3. I mean,
RG3, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, you got to just be careful, man.
I think it comes down to this, because football is about watching the game, the optics, right? And when you see guys like Lamar, Josh, Patrick, Caleb, hell, even Jordan Love at some points, it's just they have more wow moments, and their play is more sexy. Jared Goff is strategic, he's consistent, and he can sure as hell throw a hell of a deep ball, and he's accurate as hell. And I guarantee you, if you talk to these other quarterbacks who aren't as accurate but look better on TV, they'd probably be like, "Damn it, I wish I was more accurate, because I probably win more games for my team." You know, like I would exchange those for all the sexy wow throws.
Nate, I agree with you 100%, but I want to let B talk because I don't want to interrupt him.
Go ahead, B.
But think about this too. These quarterbacks that run. And this is the maturation of the NFL, because this is what they want. They want a quarterback that can run and throw. This is what they're looking at. But it seems like every Super Bowl year they have a quarterback that's a stationary quarterback. Hence, well, except for the one where Jalen Hunt and Patrick Mahomes are going at it. But usually it's a stationary quarterback that's playing on the other side. And Mahomes is probably the most consistent, but even he gets hurt. Out of all those quarterbacks that are on there, Herbert's been hurt. Mahomes has been hurt last year.
Yep.
Lamar hasn't been the same since he got hurt. Josh Allen, he's been minimally hurt.
That's the only one.
You got to look at it like this, though. These quarterbacks are running. Like last year, I saw Josh Allen. He said, "Oh well, if the offensive line breaks down, he can break out of it." The hell he can, because I saw him against Houston last year. They just destroyed him. He was running for his life.
Yeah,
running doesn't make everything happy.
They can only do so much.
The league is adjust to running quarterbacks well for defense purposes. It's not too difficult now. You have to have the right players, obviously, but like you don't have to rush the passer. You just have to keep them in the pocket, make them throw an interception.
And a lot of times they dare the quarterback to throw because he can't freaking throw.
Correct.
They had him in the top 5, Rob.
Yeah, exactly. Which is crazy. But Nate, I want to talk about what you said. These guys have more wow moments, but when they look back at it, they are like, dang, you know what? I wish I would have been a little bit more accurate. Like, perfect example with Caleb Williams. I respect Caleb Williams because Caleb Williams is actually being the leader for the team. I will applaud him for that. But they have him on the freaking Madden cover and acting like that little throw he threw off balance was just the greatest throw ever. And that made his whole season last season. But meanwhile, your stats do not come near Jared Goff's stats when you had his former offensive coordinator.
He was horrible last year.
You understand?
Even when they went head to head, Goff killed him.
You understand what I'm saying? You had his former offensive coordinator. You had his former wide receivers coach. You had so many different people from the Lions on that team, and on top of that, you had DJ Moore. You had the other guy. What's their other receiver's name? Can't think of his name. Numbnuts. The guy they think that's going to
Odunze?
Boss. Yes. You had him. You had Burton. You had all of these guys on there, and you still couldn't pass the same way that Jared Goff has passed. Yeah. He still spends the most time in the pocket. He still gets hit a lot, which is an upgrade from last season, But just saying, like, how do you put somebody like Caleb Williams over Jared Goff?
You put 58% completion percentage last year.
Yeah. You put Jared Goff with an elite defense, he's winning you Super Bowls. Am I right or am I wrong?
Absolutely. And that's been the Lions' Achilles heel. Elite defenses.
Yep.
That's been their Achilles heel.
Yes, ESPN or somebody else ranked us top 5. I want to know where that was.
I mean, think about it, Nate. You and I have been into it about getting the pass rusher, do this, do that. Like our offense has always been in the top 5, if not number 1. But the defense is what hold the Lions back.
Yep. Exactly.
It's not Jared Goff. It's not Jared Goff's lack of
the only time I'll blame Jared Goff was that game against the Commanders. He just looked like he lost his shit that game. Yeah. Outside of that, he's been stellar in the playoffs.
There's no
the Bucs game, the Rams game. Like I said, he lost his shit. He lost. Apparently, everybody lost their shit that game. Like literally, our coaches weren't even focused that game either. So
it was a lot. It was a lot to it, man. And you want to know something? That team was just facing injuries, and the injuries caught up to it. Yeah. People were just banged up, and it just caught up to them. But Jared Goff had a bad game, and everybody's entitled to a bad game. But
I don't want that game, but they are entitled to.
It's the wrong time to have that, but
that's true.
Let's not go backwards on that, because I just brought that up because that's his one mess up where he's like, dude, you screwed the pooch on that.
The playoff game, right?
Quarterback and Jared Goff with the Lions.
I could easily give you a reason why they had a bad game. What's the one thing that Dan Campbell is always good at?
Going for it on 4th down.
Not just that. When they play their traditional route, they had a bye week the whole week before they did that.
Yeah, they were better off playing that week. I agree. Because they were coming off that emotion of beating Minnesota. Yep. That was one of the better games of the season.
And they didn't play a game. If they had played a playoff game that week and then played again, different team altogether.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good point.
I think the other thing is the fact that they got the number 1 seed in the NFC. I feel if they would have lost to Minnesota, which nobody wants them to do, but just think if they lost against Minnesota,
there would have been more charge, probably. Yeah, you're right.
They didn't lose a game on the road that season.
Yeah,
so they probably would have been more inspired.
Wouldn't they have had to go to LA if they had lost that game, or would have LA have to come here? Because I think they had to play a road game. That number.
Yeah, they had to play a road game. They had to go somewhere and play them. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably, Robbie. We'll see. We'll talk more about that later. All right, let's get on to Mr. Jahmyr Gibbs. Outside of being fantastic in everything he does, there's been some rumors, and we'll just call it rumors, that Jahmyr Gibbs might hold out if he doesn't get his new contract before the season starts. First off, are y'all buying it, or do you think it's just kind of just clickbait for people that need ratings on their pages and all that stuff?
I think it's clickbait. They need it. Then they just pick up his 5th year. So
yeah, he's making $20 million this year.
Yeah, so they kind of own you. You know, you agreed to that. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, is he going to get a contract? I think he's going to get a contract. I don't think anybody here is going to disagree with him getting a contract. He's going to get paid.
As long as he plays well this year, he'll get a contract.
I agree.
The Lions are doing, because they switched the whole offense, making it centered around him instead of, because they traded Montgomery. I thought was stupid, but anyway, they traded Montgomery. So you took away, and Pacheco is a backup. He's like a Timu version of Jahmyr Gibbs. He's the same player.
Yeah.
He just can't block as well. Well, Gibbs really can't block as well. He's going to have to now.
I think Pacheco is a better blocker than people are giving credit for, but we'll see.
Yeah, whatever.
And I think that's going to play, like, if you want to know something else, I think it's going to play a big role too, is what is Bijan going to do? Because he's up for a contract here soon too. So, I mean,
I feel like they're very connected at the hip with each other, because I guess they came out in the same draft. So they're
so he might be like, if he's like, hey, I want, $35 million a season, Jahmyr Gibbs may be like, oh, give me $36 million a year, or give me $37 million.
Your biggest thing is usually the Lions are the front runners to sign contracts first, because they like to get it out of the way and then let their players set the market for 2 weeks and then let somebody else go and get the contract.
Yeah, Brad does do that a lot. You're very right. Yeah. And just to put things in perspective, Saquon right now, which you could probably argue is probably the best running back in the NFL, give or take. He's making a little over $20 million. So Gibby's making right around what Saquon's getting paid, and Saquon's 29. Gibby's, I think, 24. So he's entering his prime when Saquon's is leaving his prime.
Damn, I don't know why I think Saquon a little older, but damn.
Yeah. So running back is one of the most roughest positions. It's probably the most injury-prone positions. We always joke around running backs. Their shelf life is maybe 5 years, 5 or 6 years, if that.
NFL average is 3.5.
Okay, that's even shorter. Knock on wood, Gibby stays healthy. He's been pretty healthy his whole career. That he's an electrifying running back. Like, I can't tell you, that Giants game, when I was there, he won us that game by himself, literally. 2 runs and we win that game. If those runs don't happen, we lose that game to the Giants. When you have a running back of that caliber, it's very hard to not give him what he wants. Now, the thing is that, like Chris said, does Brad set the market now, knowing that Bijan's going to be up for a contract? A-Chain just got paid. Cook got paid. I think there's some other running backs that are probably looking to get paid too. Can't think of one right now. I know Bijan's the one that comes to mind. Can y'all think of another running back that might be looking to get paid soon?
Nothing yet.
Nobody on their level.
Yeah, nobody on their level. So Bijan and Gibbs are kind of right there, 1 and 1A. So they're the next premier running back outside of Derrick Henry and Saquon. That's my ladder there. Saquon, Henry, and then Gibbs and Bijan.
Whenever you're a player in the group of whatever year, whether it's a receiver, running back, whatever position, you always want to be the later one to get the money, because then you get more money.
Right, you're not setting the market; you're waiting for the market to set.
Unless you're the Dallas Cowboys,
yeah,
you usually want the ownership to sign the guy as quick as possible, so they get the cheapest out of all the contracts. That way you're not bidding with anybody down the line. And hopefully that's what we do. Hopefully we sign him sooner better than later.
So who thinks that he's going to get paid before the season starts? Jay?
Ooh, I might go with you, Jay. I might go with you on this one, Jay.
I think so. The Lions kind of handcuffed themselves because if Jahmyr Gibbs is serious about it, if Jahmyr Gibbs doesn't get paid and he doesn't get what he wants, then who do you have? You kind of handcuff.
Yeah, the Lions really don't have a lot of leverage. That's a good point. They really don't.
You kind of handcuff yourself to that by getting rid of David Montgomery. So
my only caveat is what I think B is going to say is that he hasn't had this big of a workload yet. Mm-hmm. And if he comes in and he okay, great, first 3, 4, 5 games, he's looking phenomenal. It's not what you do in those first 4 or 5 games. It's how you maintain throughout the season. Will he have some bad games? Everybody does. But you've got to be consistent. You got to be able to run for 1,700 yards. You got to be able to catch the
third year, right?
I'm sorry.
Third.
Going into his third year. So this is the thing with me. I think the Lions have seen enough and they know what he's going to be capable of. And I think they're going to pay him based off of the workload he's going to get this season. Now, the smart thing to do would be to wait and see what's going on. But like I said, they kind of handcuffed themselves because, you don't have Montgomery anymore. You can't sit down and have these type of negotiations and then expect to go in. And they don't have a contingency plan. Gibbs is your guy.
Guys are forgetting the one player that did the same thing. Well, he didn't threaten he's going to sit out, but he was the same way. Aiden Hutchinson. It's on his last year. Well, he's on his extension year. They want to pay him, but he came off an injury. When they pay him? Right after the bye week. When I said they were going to pay him, because I said they wanted to see what the hell he was going to do in his first 8 games. Yeah. When he's out there, and that's exactly what he.
And you can even throw LaPorta's name in there too. Games. I think LaPorta's going to be in that same situation. Once LaPorta balls out early, they're going to.
I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to do that with Gibbs. Gibbs. They're going to see the first 8 games. They're going to go to their first. Well, their first. When is their first bye? Isn't their first bye early this year?
Yeah,
next week,
right?
Yeah, they'll probably. Even then, I'd probably still wait until half of the season.
And this is Gibbs' 4th year. This will be Gibbs' 4th
year. He's in his 4th year, right? So I don't normally like quotes from this guy, but he hit the nail right on the head when he said it. And it's Mike Valenti. He made a comment about Gibbs, and he said if Gibbs does hold out and doesn't play in training camp, he's going to get a soft tissue injury. And he's absolutely right. Because if anybody needs reps in training camp, it's the damn running backs.
Yep.
And I totally agree with him in that end. And so I think if Gibby wants to get paid, he's got to be healthy, right? He wants his max money. So I think if he's smart, and he seems like a smart guy, he doesn't seem like a dumbass or any needs. Like, he's a smart guy. He's going to do whatever he can to stay healthy and show him, like B said, early in the season. And then we know the Lions will reward you if they see what they see. And they did that with Aiden. That's a great point. They believed in Aiden after that injury. Hey, he's good. Let's pay him.
You know somebody else who's going to be up for a contract soon too? Branch.
Yeah.
Branch.
That one's going to be a little bit longer because he's coming off an Achilles, and that is one of the worst injuries you can get in football. Worst injuries because it weakens your tendon.
And then he's not coming back until November. So
I think he should sit out the whole year, but that's just me. Brian Branch, he's a fighter. He'll probably try to come back. But I think he should sit out the whole year and then start next year fresh. But that's me.
Bring your ass back in. We need you because that's secondary.
Depending on where the Lions are, I guess he'll determine if he'll come back or not.
Depending on what the backup safeties are going to be like. Chuck's not bad. I mean, they got
some placeholders, but they're not.
They're not, of course, Brian Branch or Kirby, but they are feasible safeties. So you got to give them that much credit.
Exactly.
You got to see what they do out there together. So we'll see.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's go to another storyline for the Lions, LaPorta. Good news is LaPorta is coming back to training camp. Looks like he's going to be a full go. First off, how big of news is that for the Lions? And also, too, do you think that, like we talked about, he's going to get paid probably once they see that he's good to go with the back? I mean, this is a huge step. If he's not going to start the pup that's huge.
Yeah, you got to look at something too. Somebody made a very good point about this. Somebody on a podcast I was listening to. the Lions they can't play everybody. They can't. It's just physically impossible. It's just financially impossible.
Or they have to take less than the.
So what they're going to do? So what do you want to do? You want to pay 15 players, and then the rest of them are going to be people off the street.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and the Lions got to start realizing that kind of stuff. They ain't be a bit. Porter probably would be the one that I would say you would probably just have to. I mean,
you're trading him. You're not letting him go. You're trading.
Yeah,
him.
you're not. You could side him. Yeah.
You can get a first-round pick for him.
Yeah, we still got him.
Yeah.
but we talk about tight ends, the elite tight ends, the Kittles of the world, the McBrides of the world. They usually are really good receiving tight ends and blocking tight ends. LaPorta is in that mold. So that's the hard question you ask, is that if you do trade him,
but I'll say, how effective will he be coming off of back surgery?
Well, that's what we'll find out.
That is a very big thing, like obviously I'm not a doctor. Don't seek medical advice from me, but recovery time from that and how long you'll be able to stay the way you are and still be elite the way that Sam LaPorta was, chances are it probably won't happen. It could happen, but chances are it probably won't happen.
So
now, I kind of look at tight ends a little bit like how I see wide receivers. You can go out and draft an elite tight end. You can do it. They found Sam LaPorta in the third round?
Third round,
you understand? So we know Brad Holmes have the capability of going out finding someone like that. Maybe a little different and not Sam LaPorta, but I wouldn't put all my eggs in the basket.
Too.
Oh, second round?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, third, second round, yeah. It's still a good find.
Yep.
So that's
I
mean, you're right. Chris, what do you think? You were gonna say something?
So I agree with BA with this part. So there's no other tight end that's really ready for a contract this year. So there's nobody they have to battle against. They can take a longer time on Porta in waiting to sign him too. So they could give him the whole season, and if he puts up like freaking Pro Bowl numbers, then you're like, well, shit, we're gonna have to figure something out. But
well, that's the beauty of the game, right? The better you do, the more dollars you sign yourself to. So
true, and
look at
leeway. You could GIBBS, on the other hand, is a different story. Like you got to sign that guy a little sooner because you're battling against another player that's going to get a contract. So that's a little different. But Porta, you can wait a while on him. You can wait till the end of the season. He has a great season. Cool. You're going to pay him. You may not pay him the most money, depending on what season he has, but you can pay him up there. And then remember, when you got a capologist, why we got capologists to push money down the road and stuff like that. Because what happened, Brian Branch and them, we got to wait longer on them because their injury was more significant.
Yeah.
So there's other jumps around, move money. There's ways to do it. There's a capologist for a reason.
I think also. Go ahead, Jake.
No, I was just going to say there are two tight ends that are up for extension that are really good. One is Dalton Kincaid because he's still on a rookie contract.
McBride's going to get
Tucker Kraft.
Paid.
The only thing with Tucker Kraft though is he got an ACL injury. Yeah. And what does Green Bay going to do knowing that he's coming off an ACL and how effective will he be with his route running skills, all that good stuff.
He's another one that's probably going to.
Dalton Kincaid is not Sam LaPorta. Josh Allen made.
McBride will get paid before Kraft does, and I would pay McBride. McBride's a damn good tight end.
Yeah. Kincaid is good, and I think he fits well. Now, while he's not Sam LaPorta, I do believe that he complements the Buffalo Bills very well, and that's one of
he's a good weapon for them. Absolutely.
But that's not the guy I'm going to go like, okay, well, he just got $15 million. Okay, well, yeah, that's not the guy I'm comparing myself to. We're in another room talking about a different type of money than him. That's what I'm saying.
Well, let's look at it this way too. It doesn't matter what position it is. There's always somebody trying to get their bag. Mm-hmm. So you're always going to be competing against somebody for money. Now, as far as the back situation, and I hate to use him as an example, but Micah Parsons looked pretty damn well with back problems. And they said he was going to have to get an epidural every game. That might be the case with LaPorta. He might have to do the same thing. We don't know. But you know what? He didn't show any effects of the back. He actually tore his ACL. He didn't have any back issues. So if he was out there playing and wrecking havoc, I think LaPorta's kind of on that same lines. So it'll just be a wait and see situation. I hope he's going to be good to go. I think the fact he's not going to start on the pup is huge.
That's true. I do believe that's a big thing right there. Him not starting on the pup.
Yeah,
that's huge.
Okay,
that means he's ready to go.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw another guy in here that wasn't on our list, but we were talking about earlier in the chat. Kirby Joseph. There's been some rumors that they say it's his pose. Some people say it's not, but whatever. I just want to talk about Kirby. Do we think Kirby's going to start on the pup, or is he going to be a full go starting training camp?
Well, according to his doctor, he's starting on a pup. So that's who I'm listening to. I'm not listening to Joe.
And when did his doctor come out and say that?
He said that in February, right after the guy that you were talking about, Jay. That guy made that report January the 26th.
I remember.
And Dr. Chow, he came out with his report in February. So, like I said, I'm gonna believe the guy who's treating Kirby, not the guy who's, he's a guy. He's like, your sports writers that are making like who's going to be what's your win.
It's probably clickbait. Let's
record.
just be honest. It's probably clickbait.
It's not clickbait. No, he's a person that writes for the Lions, but he's a guy that's an analyst and has opinions. He's from being a doctor, from cases that he's seen. He doesn't know what Kirby's case is completely. He doesn't know Kirby because he doesn't treat him. The only person that knows that is Dr. Chow.
Actually, doctor.
Yeah, his actual doctor. So I'm going to go by what the actual doctor is going to say.
Okay.
Kirby ain't on a pup yet, but we'll see when training camp starts.
You know something? I'm like 50-50. Why I'm 50-50? Because we just talked about it with Sam LaPorta. And if Kirby Joseph was ready to go, I mean, he would have been cleared already. We wouldn't even have the speculation. They'd be like, yeah, Kirby Joseph's going to be a go training camp.
Exactly.
One, he's going to be out there. But, Kirby Joseph is on social media, and I know that players get on social media and say a lot of crazy things, and, that's where they go to vent and say stupid things. And he's like, hey, man, how much you want to bet I'll be on it? Like, I mean, he's banking on himself, but you got to also look at it from a health standpoint of view. Like B said, his doctor came out and said there's no way he's going to not be on the pup list. So I'm leaning more towards he'll be on the pup list, but I don't know. We'll have to see last minute.
And the thing is, too, the way I look at it, this is very well could be a similar situation that they did with Decker. If you remember Decker last year, he was on a maintenance kind of plan. Like he would practice sometimes, but he wouldn't fully practice. He was always on an injury report. I think that's probably what we're going to see with Kirby. And I don't think him starting on the pup is a bad thing because first off, we're expecting it because of the knee thing. But also, too, we don't expect him to play a lot of preseason. And we don't expect him to play a lot in training camp or because of that knee. They're going to be very careful because they invested a lot of money in this guy. And so they're going to be very careful. And if they feel like if he gets hurt, it's going to be in a game. It's not going to be in a preseason game. It's not going to be in training camp. It's going to be in a game where you can't control.
That's why whenever there's
we hope.
Robbie, you funny.
We hope.
Robbie wishes he had a player like Kirby Joseph on his team too.
Yeah, whenever you're 50-50 or you're not 100%, if to save the player from themselves, you put them on the pup, then you're like, hey, you're going to be out for the first 4 weeks. Can't do nothing about that.
And the doctor that's the doctor, I want to give him credit because the doctor that's the Detroit Lions analyst, with the opinions, and it's the team speculatory doctor. Okay, we'll put it that way. That's his name is Dr. Jimmy Liao, Liao. But yeah, he's the one that said that he could probably go out. And actually, to tell you the truth, listen to what he said. And Jay, that's where I was he should go out there and test it. He should go out there and run some routes, go out there and do back pedals and stuff like that. And if your knee's going to give out, that'd be the time that your knee would be giving out. if that's the case.
Did y'all see the video of Scatapoo? He did a backflip, and he literally landed on his knee, and people were like freaking the hell out because they thought that he busted his knee again. Did y'all see that video? I think he did at Fanatics, the Fanatics Fest.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. Listen, so I want to understand one thing, because this Kirby news has been weird all the way around. Like, you don't know who's selling what or what. So did the doctor for Kirby come out and say he has a degenerative knee problem?
They don't know what kind of knee problem he has.
Okay, so we don't know if it's degenerative, so we can just put that as a rumor. Okay.
Yeah, he's got one of those weird things. He said that the Dr. Child said that what he has is like something that you do. It's like a retread where the cartilage is at in his knee. It says like you could retread it, but it's not going to be the same, and you don't know how you're going to react on it. If he got surgery on it, that is, and they retreaded that cartilage. He said it might not be the same as it was before, so we don't know how that's going to affect his playing if he gets surgery. This is the whole point. He did not do surgery, so that's kind of and not really a good thing for Kirby, because you know, if you don't get surgery,
anything with a knee problem is a bad issue. Yeah, for sure.
Knees suck. They get hurt.
Well, let's just hope he gets healthy. Even if he starts on the pup 4 games in, I'm okay with that. Get healthy, brother. We need you. We need you
bad. That's all
bad.
that really matters, is being healthy.
Just get healthy, bro. We don't want any reoccurrences. Just get healthy.
Kirby Joseph, when he was on the field, that Lions defense was a lot different. A lot of quarterbacks.
He's your best playmaker outside of Aiden. He's your best playmaker.
That ball, knowing Kirby Joseph was in center field, that was a big thing for the Lions, and that's something they missed this year.
And that's the thing. Him at 100%, he plays such a physical way that you can't have him at 80%. Like you can't have him like he can't just be a like when you do with a wide receiver, you just put him out there as a pawn sometimes if they're injured, just to pull somebody away. Kirby can't be that way. You can't just put him out there as a pawn. He got to play.
Kirby's also got to be smarter on himself, knowing what his body is going through right now, and not try to put himself in harm's way.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. He's a defensive player, first of all. He's got to go balls to the wall. That's how safety's got to play. He can't. If he slows up, he's going to hurt himself.
But he could be more the free safety in the back end rather than we're not playing.
That's what he is now, because Brian Branch is a stronger safety. He's the one that stops the run.
Right. Oh yeah, Brian Branch. Yeah, he's not going to change his game. He's a missile. But Kirby,
like Kirby Joseph, to change the way he plays due to an injury.
Well, I think this is what I mean. I don't think Kirby's going to be cutting tight ends down as much like he did in the past. I think he might make more of a business decision on that end. That's what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. You know, because even though players play balls to the wall, they also understand if they want to play long in this league, they've got to adjust some of their game. You know, at least a little bit.
Usually players that play hard like that, quick, they attack with their helmet, they sweep the feet and stuff like that. You can't hesitate that shit, or else you're going to get rocked. Like you can't. You either have to do it, or you got to change your style completely.
And also too, when Kirby got hurt, somebody ran into his knee. Right? It was one of our guys, wasn't it, or was it somebody from the other team?
I think
it was friendly fire.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's another thing that's got to fucking stop, man. We got to stop doing this friendly fire, like throwing missiles at each other. Like
when you're crossing routes and stuff like that, stuff happens.
But sometimes it's after the play.
It's like the smoke from Canada. You can't stop it because smoke don't know no boundaries. I mean, the defense is going to go out there. The defense is going to go out there and play the way they go.
Yes, but you can't look to decapitate. You can't look to decapitate everybody every play, because sometimes you might take your own guy out. That's what I'm saying. Like if you get
that's a risk.
If you get hurt from another player, that's football. But all our injuries have been from our own guys.
That's still another player. It just happens to be our own guy.
Shut up, Chris. You know what I'm saying.
It's his style. You can't. It's hard to remove the style from the guy, because that's what got him his bread and butter.
Maybe it's just bad luck. I don't know.
You gotta. You can't.
I think the type of style of defense they play, and it is bad luck. They're just a physical defense. That's a team that doesn't give up. That's a team that even when you're about to step out of bounds, like Justin Fields said, they're still coming at you. They don't.
But let me ask you all this question, because let's be honest, Dan has dialed back some of the physicality. He started that with no mini camp or no rookie camp or anything like that. You know, he's dialing back some of the physicality of what the years before. Does that mean that it can still equate to the field, or do you think that dialing back can also go to the field too?
I think it helps on injury reasons. He's still going to be intense in camp.
Yep.
He still wants him to go 100% and go through a wall. He didn't want all that extra beating on their bodies.
Yes.
So he's hoping that they don't get as hurt as much. He's trying this as a thing. And if it works where we don't have as many injuries through the season, that might be the way forward.
Well, shit, something's got to change. Let's be real. The last 2 years have been devastating for injuries.
By week 6, they got 2 or 3 people that's out there you really need.
Yeah.
You be like, bro, what the hell?
I mean, last year in training camp, we lost Kamish, which was huge. I liked Kamish. That was a depth piece. We lost him early on the season. We lost Onzarike, right? Rodrigo. Or no, that was a regular season probably. No, Rodrigo was regular season. But like Onzarike and I think Kamish, we lost those early in training camp.
And we definitely can't afford it this year because we got a 6-week bye week. We had no bye week at the end. We have nothing to recover. So
they didn't do very much of solid on our schedule. That's for damn sure. All right. Let's
last schedule though.
Yeah, that's true. And that is favored. But man, that month with November is hellish. With going to Germany and then coming back and playing 3 games in 10 days, like God help us, man. All right. Let's talk about our rivals. So we got 3 people here and we got 3 rivals. So I'm going to pick one of y'all to give me the rival and tell me what you liked about what they did and what they lost. And where do you think they're going to fare in the division, okay? So I'm just going to randomly choose. Chris, give me the Whackers. Go.
Like I don't know who they lost and stuff like that. So
okay.
Yeah, because you'd have to tell me in advance so I could go and look to see who they lost. Like
I gave you the notes. I told you what the. I didn't give you specific notes. Okay, fine.
Thank you. You didn't give me
the Whackers.
Yeah.
So the Packers, they lost a good percentage of their wide receivers. They did sign Christian Watson to a good deal. Well, a deal. I'll put it that way. But the thing that I'm the offense is actually kind of slowed down to me. Now, their offense is probably entered. This is why I don't think Green Bay is going to. People are giving Green Bay way too much credit for what they're doing.
I agree, man.
LaFleur is not the greatest coach in the world.
People want to fire last year.
LaFleur, he'll take something. I'm not taking a lot away from LaFleur because he does manage to get that team playoff ready when it needs to comes around to it most of the time because that team is crap. Really, there's only a handful of players on there that are good, and if you look at and Jordan Love is in his 4th year, coming into his 4th year. This dude still can't throw a long, accurate pass yet. He's always overthrowing or underthrowing his receivers. And I don't care what excuse the Green Bay Packer fans use about the receivers. If you cannot complete a pass, and Christian Watson will burn. He's a burner. And he gets past that defense, it's over.
He can't stay healthy, bro. But yes, he is weird.
Yeah, he's a burner. And I've seen Jordan Love overthrow him quite a few times, and he was wide to F open. And I'm like, dude, this is your last year. This is 3rd year. Dude, if you can't complete a pass when he's wide open, dude, I mean, I don't know what I can do for you. If their offensive line is not as good as it's been. If their defensive line,
they lost their defensive coordinator. He's now head coach of the Dolphins.
Defensive coordinator, and then their one defensive player that they got that's all pro. He's not coming back until later in the year because of his
Parsons.
ACL. Yeah, Parsons. So
and they lost Rashawn Gary. They lost Rashawn Gary to Dallas. Gary.
Yeah, I mean it's just that's
wild. I forgot they lost Rashawn Gary, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one bright spot on the Packers defense is Edgerrin Cooper. I love Edgerrin Cooper. He looks like he's going to be a star on that defense. And then they have those safeties back there.
They just paid
Bullard and
What's his name?
McKinney.
What the hell is his name?
Oh, Watt. They paid Watt. Deontay Watt. Yeah.
Yeah. They just paid him.
He came off a major injury too, so they took a risk on that one.
And they got no corners. They got safeties, but they got no corners.
Mm-hmm.
The way this is the Green Bay in a nutshell right here, B, and everybody on the show. Green Bay lost their best 2 players to ACL injuries, Kraft and Parsons. And you still don't know what Jordan Love is. That right there would cause me to pause if I'm a Packer fan. My 2 best players came off ACL injuries.
You already know what Jordan Love is. He's been the same player for the last 3-4 years. That's him. This gigantic idea that these and I have Packer fans that I work with.
I'll be sure on them every day.
every year it's the same deal. It's like, dude, he's going to get better. No, he is where he is at. He is. What will make him better is a better offensive line. What will make him better is more talented wide receivers. He is the player he will always be. He has been in the league too long. Do those years count behind Aaron Rodgers? They don't really count, but they do. He aged. He is not learning anymore. He is at where he is at.
That's fair. And another thing too, Chris, to piggyback on what you just said, he ain't Aaron Rodgers, and he sure as hell ain't Brett Favre. Let's just get that out there, because I heard all that crap about, he's on the same timeline as this dude. Yeah, that's over with. He's not any of those guys. Those guys are Hall of Famers. He's probably not even going to be a Hall of Famer.
Never on anyone's timeline. Once he did not start after year 2. He was not on anybody's timeline. 4 years later, he finally.
Well, he's supposed to win his championship last year, and that didn't happen. That's what all Packer fans were saying. Because because Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers won their championship ring that same year that Jordan Love was supposed to win, and that didn't happen. So it's over and done.
That was probably last year was probably his peak.
Fair.
Sometimes it happens like that.
No, I mean,
and then you got an aging running back, Jacobs.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And he's slowing down. So I mean,
the running back
with the alleged domestic violence charges.
Yeah. He got an issue on that too.
Effectively being, how many games will he play this year? Allegedly, I did say allegedly now. So,
well, usually
they're not going to punish him.
They're not going to do anything to him unless the league does something to him. But they're not going to do nothing to him legally until the season is basically over. This is how they approach things in the court with football players. They allow them to play their season, and then after the season, that's when they start their court proceedings, and then that's when they start doing everything else. So then we'll really find out what's going on with Jacobs after the fact. After next season, but still, that's not neither here or there. The point is, he's still older, and he still significantly has slowed down. And last year he did not have a really good year. So they better hope that one of them young talented running backs that they have back there, Marshawn and what's his name?
Marshawn can't stay healthy, bro. They liked him a lot. He can't stay healthy.
Marshawn Lloyd,
life depended on it.
Yeah, Lloyd. Yeah.
Also, another guy we didn't talk about is Dobbs. He went to the Patriots.
Yeah,
that was their most consistent receiver. So they're really hoping Matthew Golden is the guy, because Watkins ain't going to stay healthy.
Call him Bobblehead Dobbs.
Yeah. So Green Bay's got a lot of subtraction and not a lot of addition. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with them. But Jay, I'm going to give you the Bears.
So you want me to pick something I liked about them, you say?
I want you to give me some pluses that they added on this year in the offseason. I want you to give me some major losses they've had so far. From what you know, I'm sorry, guys. I should have probably prepped you on this.
Yeah, no. I think the major loss they had obviously was DJ Moore, if you ask me. And I know DJ Moore, obviously a lot of people were clowning him, but I think DJ Moore is going to be a big loss because he was their most experienced receiver.
Yeah.
He was the veteran receiver.
Rome can't stay healthy.
Couldn't stay healthy. So I think that's going to be a big, big thing for them. I'm not, when it comes to additions, I'm not really familiar with who they picked, and
Well, they got that safety from Oregon.
Okay.
And they added Kobe Bryant from Seattle to the safety.
You talking about the white guy from Oregon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Now, I heard good things about him, but
They also had Kobe Bryant from Seattle.
Okay, that was a good pickup. Kobe Bryant was actually really solid. You're talking about the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I mean, I'll tell that you say he's safety.
Yeah, play safety. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I knew he's a DB, but I'll just say this: to me, their biggest loss is DJ Moore. I think DJ Moore, he's going to be missed a lot more than a lot of people think he is. You know, and having multiple weapons, you have Luther Burden, you have Odunze. I mean, Moore could have been that trio right there, that kind of three-headed monster if they had just paid him the money he was worth. And now he's with Buffalo, which is crazy. But
they also lost their center. Their center retired.
Yeah. Oh, he sure did, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He sure did. I remember Bear fans were laughing like, "Oh, Frank Ragnow.
Karma's a
bitch." Now look at you. It's funny how that works, right? You know, it's almost like players really just need to retire, right? So,
yeah.
Anyways, that's me though. I think DJ Moore, obviously the center, retiring too, because who's going to protect Caleb from that interior pressure?
Okay. So I forgot to ask B this question. B, where do you see the Packers finishing in this division?
Last.
Okay. Jay, where do you see the Bears finishing?
I'm going to say third.
Or next to last, I'll put it that way.
I'm going to say third place because I think the Bears are going to take a step back. Now, does that mean they're going to be bad? No, I think the division is still going to be good, but
they got to improve defensively, man. Their defense was so bad last year, bro.
Yeah.
Like they forced a hell of a lot of turnovers, but they were terrible.
Yeah,
and that's another thing. The Bears released all them players that they got in turnovers. They released them.
Nahshon Wright got released, and Byard.
But at the same time, they added better players in those positions, so that's why their defense is a little bit stronger because of that. And I thought that's what they needed to do anyway, because I thought their whole defense was garbage. I said they weren't going to last the playoffs.
Right?
That stuff was cute. All that little stuff that Caleb did was cute, but you ain't going to last the entire playoffs.
Also, when are they going to get Montez some help, or if they're going to replace Montez Sweat? He's been a disappointment since they got him. He has not been the guy. Like I remember people were like telling me, "Oh, he's better than Aiden." Like, shut the hell up. You don't know what. There were people out there when Aiden was in this couple of years.
Everybody is better than Aiden Hutchinson when they go to either Green Bay, Minnesota, or Chicago.
Exactly. It just shows the ignorance of these fans. But what I'm saying is they need to figure out with Montez Sweat if he's the guy, or do they need to get somebody else to help him, because it was supposed to be that other guy they got from the Colts, but he hasn't done nothing, and they paid him a lot of money. Oh, they also lost their linebacker too. They lost Edwards, I believe, right?
Is it Edwards or Emmons?
I think it was Edwards.
Okay. You know, something that really I'm not sure who they add on that defense. You said they released Nahshon Wright and Byard.
They released Edwards, the linebacker.
First of all, I don't know if that's Pink or that's Sonia making them comments from the Carolina Panthers.
Probably Sonia. What's up, Sonia?
Sonia.
We didn't say Chicago.
We didn't say about Nick Scorton. That's my boy.
We didn't say that Chicago was third. We said that Green Bay is going to finish third.
Yeah. I'll say
listening is a very good thing there.
I think Chicago can finish third because, I mean, really, if you think about it, I mean, I expect them to take a step back now that, you know, what's his name, Ben Johnson is getting settled in and they got a lot of turnovers. I don't see them finishing first or second. I mean, the Lions, if anything, the Lions could really go from worst to first considering their schedule.
Bernard, okay.
What they got. You know, so I can see Chicago finishing third. I don't think that's far-fetched.
Yeah, I think like Robbie said, they have a tougher schedule. They have a first-place schedule.
Yes.
You know, and I've been telling Bear fans, I'm like, hey, when the Lions got good and played a first-place schedule, we went 15-2 with that rough schedule, quote unquote. Now let's see what the Bears do, because now you look at their road games, it's hellish. It is hellish.
You got to understand something too. Everybody wants to put this. Oh, well, we got a fourth-place schedule, so we should be doing this well, and they got a first-place schedule, so they should be doing bad. That is false all the way around. You want to know why? Every team in the NFL goes through 1/3 roster change. And that 1/3 roster change can turn one team from a 4th to a 1st place team.
Sure.
And that much. Now, I'm not saying the Cardinals are going to do that. I'm not saying the Jets are going to do that. But there's going to be teams that are going to improve because the 1/3 of the team, the players they got rid of were bad, and the 1/3 that they get brought in are going to be better. So you got to look at that. So I don't look at the schedules. I mean, you play who you got to play in the schedule, and you got to win those games. Period.
I agree 100%. But really quick, speaking of the Jets, y'all think Aaron Glenn gets whacked this season? Y'all think this is it?
I don't think he should.
They have no quarterback.
Inherited a bad time. I mean, Geno's okay.
And the sad thing with AG is that, and I love AG. I think AG is a very good coach, and I think he means what he says and says what he does. The problem is that, bro,
it's actually worse.
You have to have a quarterback before you take a job, right? Because the one reason why coaches get fired is because they don't have a quarterback. Yeah. Like, you have to have a quarterback to at least be competitive in the NFL. I'm sorry, Geno Smith is not the answer. Sure as hell, Justin Fields was not the answer. You know, I guess they're waiting to draft one of these quarterbacks coming up, either Moore or Manning or somebody else. Yeah. But you have to have a quarterback in place if you're going to take a coaching job, in my opinion. Ben Johnson did that.
And you know what's probably going to end up happening is he's going to go into this season. If and when they do bad, they're gonna really consider getting another coach to get their quarterback, or they're going to give him a chance to get the quarterback. They're not going to do that good next year because they have a rookie quarterback. Then he's going to get cut. Now they're going to right back in the boat they were before. They get a new coach.
What Chicago used to do.
Now, granted, listen, play devil's advocate. If you let him pick the quarterback and they still aren't good, what do you think that does to the quarterback's confidence, though? And do you want to put him in that position rather than knowing that a person like Manning, let's just say if Manning is the projected number 1 overall pick, right?
What's up, J-Train?
What's going on, J-Train? But, like, if he's projected, don't you think he's going to have control? Like, if the New York Jets are going to pick me, I know I want to have a coach that's going to be there, that's going to
does he want to get picked by the New York Jets?
Right? Like when Manning went to New York, you had Tom Coughlin there, right?
Right.
You knew Tom Coughlin was going to be a great coach and obviously do great things for him. So if Manning goes there, if Moore goes there, and Aaron Glenn is on the hot seat, I mean, what is that going to do to him and to the team?
The problem is that you either have to ask the coach before the draft and have them get the coach, which I agree, B. It doesn't seem it just doesn't. He hasn't been there long enough.
Right.
But the front office, maybe let's get on a timeline, or you let him pick it, and you're gonna have to play it out for at least 3 or 4 years with him. Don't matter what happens.
I'll say
the whole point is you're forgetting the big part of this whole situation is the Jets front office. They'll step on attack and something up. It's just they're not a comparable
ownership, man. I'll go as far as ownership too.
You got an owner that's telling his son he's picking players based on Madden. That's a joke of an organization.
That's like Quasi saying he picks players off of the PFF grades when that came out. No wonder your draft sucked, bro.
That's the point I'm trying to make. And I think what they're doing to it, I think the owner is throwing all kinds of caveats in front of, AG, making it more difficult for him to do his job because he's not really trying to go out there and get players and stuff like that. If you want to change your organization around, you're going to change your organization around. If you're an owner, if you want to start winning, you just don't bring in a coach and say, okay, go ahead, win me a couple of, win me 10 games. Dude, you ain't got a roster for 10 games. What the hell are you talking about?
Exactly. And I'll say this. If he goes another season without a damn interception, he's definitely going to get fired. Okay? I'll just say that right there.
Well, you know what? The Jets did improve in the offseason. The Jets did improve, but the Jets did improve in the offseason. They did I'm not saying they're going to be a playoff team. I didn't say that. But they are going to win more games than they won last year. So I just put it to you that way. I think they're capable enough to.
Could Geno Smith surprise us, or do you think he's just going to be a placeholder for?
I think Geno knows his place on that team. He knows he's not going to be there for long. He just knows he's got to guide that team and get him some repability. And then other than that, and plus he's got to resurrect his career because he sucked in Las Vegas.
Yeah, he did. So, well, it's Vegas, man. Who the hell do they have around him?
B, say it like you mean it, man.
Yeah, it sucks.
All right. So on Robbie's point,
yes.
Let's talk on Chris. Give me some Vikings talk.
Okay, so we obviously all know that they picked up Kyler Murray.
Short Kyler Murray, yes.
Yeah, little
man.
I can't see over the offensive line, little man. Gotta find like little pathways, receivers, whatever. Now I will tell you, if him and JJ get on the same page, that their offense could be pretty good because he's
got a damn good arm for deep ball.
Yeah, for some strange reason, JJ McCarthy could not get on the same page with JJ the receiver. So I don't know what's up, but Kyler Murray is a big addition for them if it pans out. It's either one way or the other with that. There is no fiddle in the middle with that. They did sign Jawan Jennings.
Yes.
Yeah, strengthens the receiving core. He's a
good receiver number 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not too bad.
Right.
They signed Johnny Hecker. I mean, a lot as a punter. Like they didn't sign a whole lot. They swung a swing tackle. I mean, they were
in cap hell, Chris. They had to release players because they could not afford. They were in cap hell.
Getting to the release players, so they lost a lot of defense, veteran defensive.
Yeah.
Jonathan Greenard, he's gone. He was traded to the Philly. Harrison Smith gone, released. Ryan Kelly, another center, gone.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
I like your optimism, but damn, 13 wins, jeez.
Yeah, I'll take it. If you're right, hey, I'll take that.
But
Steve,
but now they're
I don't know what you talk about. The Lions regress. I think San Francisco's going to regress, but that's besides.
And how do the Lions regress when they finish the last place 9-7?
Yeah, I'll get to the Lions, y'all. Don't worry, that's mine.
So they tried to fill a little bit. They picked up Caleb Banks, Jake Goodday. He's a linebacker from Cincinnati, and another defensive tackle in the first, second, and third round. So they went 3 straight rounds of defense. So they're trying to really fill in for what they lost, which you can't replace experience. That's just very tough.
They win more than the Panthers.
I'll say
I think Bernard is on. Bernard's on that channel, but I think he's a Chicago fan. Bernard's a Chicago fan.
I think I have confidence in KOC because he's had a track record of developing quarterbacks that have played in this league. So I think he'll do good with Kyler Murray, and he'll add a dynamic that he didn't have with these other quarterbacks, the ability to run. Kyler Murray is like chasing a chicken all day. Like you cannot lose containment on this dude. He is so fast and he will run like hell.
Well, we already did it with him in Arizona. I was actually at the game.
We did. We had to contain it, but it's still hard. You know, it wears your guys out. That's Aiden. I'm sure he was tired as hell after chasing that guy all game.
He didn't chase him though. That was the one game where they kept containment. They didn't rush the passer. They kept the lanes closed. So he had to throw, and he didn't throw.
Yeah, they made him a thrower, which is his kind of weakness. That's a great point.
So they made him throw the ball more. He barely ran that game. So we know how to contain a running quarterback now.
He's a Falcons fan.
2 games a year? That sucks, man, chasing that guy around.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kyler Murray and Jawan Jennings, I would agree, are probably your biggest moves on the offense, along with JJ. I think that they brought back Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is still there. They got that guy from the 49ers, the running back, that he's going to probably at some point take over that running back position over Aaron Jones. You know, because Aaron Jones is getting a little bit long in the tooth there. They still got Cockinson. He's still there.
Yeah.
You know,
no, I mean, in terms of the players they already have, they're all still decent players though.
Yeah, they got a good offense. Yeah, and they got a hell of a play caller in KOC.
I mean, their defensive coordinator is really good too. So I mean,
But what is he working with? Because you mentioned all those names they lost. Now we got a lot of no-name people. They hope Dallas Turner's going to be that guy they drafted in the first round. He's been a bust so far, So I don't know. I mean, their secondaries, we'll see. So where do you have him finishing?
And I know people put. I think, man, it's going to be really tough. I mean, how I view this our division is like, because I see the Lions so much more than I see the other teams. I literally see the Lions, and then like all three of those teams could be switched out just depending on who they play and stuff like that. It's like there's no
pick a position.
Third.
Pick one. Third. Okay. So personally, my opinion, I think the Vikings will probably finish last. They might have a winning record. This division very well could have everybody winning record. Let's be honest, because they're all have talent, and I think last year they were all pretty close to winning record.
We're all gonna be 9-8.
Right. So I think the Vikings will finish last. I probably have the Whackers at third and the Bears at 2.
Yeah.
I think the Bears roster is better than the Vikings and Whackers, hands down, and coach. Like Ben Johnson's already a better coach than KOC and LaFleur. So that's my opinion. Anybody want to give theirs? I mean, B, I know you said you think they're going to finish. Green Bay's going to finish last, right? You said that.
Yeah. Well, they're going to either them or Minnesota. Either one of them.
Okay, so yeah, it's
Minnesota. And I'm not saying Minnesota's. They're not going to have bad records. They're going to be 9-8. This division's going to be second year in a row. It's not going to. It's not. There's not going to be a losing team in the division. So,
yeah,
I would be shocked if the Vikings finish last or have a losing season, because if that's the case, you know who's going to start demanding a trade? JJ. And I don't mean JJ.
He's already starting to demand a trade.
Oh, well, he's going to demand it. It's going to get louder. That's all I'm going to say. Because he wants to win. So
I'm not hating. I'm stating facts. Stop.
That's all right. Green Bay. Screw Green Bay. FTP. Hey, FTP all day. FTP all day. All right. All right. So I'm going to go with the Lions here. So let's talk about the big losses. They lost David Montgomery. No doubt about that. He's going to be missed. Alex Anzalone. He's going to be missed, even though I think his play kind of declined a little bit, but he was still a factor as far as, tackling and making plays. Hell, I probably thought last year he played really good, with the exception of some games. He played pretty solid. So he's going to be missed. Let's see. Terrian, obviously, with his situation, that's a cornerback that you were hoping was going to get his head out of his ass, and instead it went the other way. So anyway, so he's out. Let's see. Offensively, I think we're pretty solid. I mean, we have all our guys returning.
Lost,
we just need to figure
the other corner to my guy to Washington.
Oh,
Meek. Meek. Yeah, we're gonna miss Meek. I like Meek. He was a locker room guy.
Oh, we have that one guy from Buffalo. What's his name? Not Buffalo, from the Bucks. Eisen? Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, they call him Izzy. Yeah. Christian Eaton, yeah. But anyways, so we lost Meek. I like Meek a lot. Kind of wish we'd have kept him. I'm a big fan of him. But he had declined last year. His play was not that good. And I think that was kind of one of the reasons why they moved off.
Yeah, that's because he was put in roles he wasn't supposed to be in. But that's neither here nor there.
then also too, DJ Reader. I mean, he's not going to put up stats, but he's a big body inside. He was consistent. He was healthy all season for the most part after that coming to the Lions hurt. But the problem is that Tyleik Williams is going to hopefully be a guy like that. And we hope Mac can get his head out of his ass and played well this year. Because if Mac and Williams can really get their stuff together, you're talking about a really good tandem inside. Like we saw flashes with Tyleik Williams, and I expect to see a bigger role this time around with Reader not being brought back and losing Roy Lopez. Roy Lopez was another big loss. I was hoping we'd bring him back.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, because he had a really good year. He was our best defensive lineman, I think, on the D line. outside of Aiden.
Those are the two losses that I was pissed off about was Montgomery and Lopez, because that was just ridiculous. What the hell you guys thinking about?
For sure. Yeah. I don't. Then we never got any Aleem McNeil. They call him
Aleem McNeil. Yeah, he's a defensive tackle.
Or Dancing Bear is what Dan calls him. I love that name. So really, like I said, the offensive side outside of David Montgomery, and Leaf was a big loss too. We'll see that more on the
defensive guy that had 11 sacks that we were talking about earlier.
Muhammad Muhammad. Yeah, that was a loss too because his production was really good that year, but I think they think he might be just a one hit wonder kind of thing.
Could be.
And so they obviously had other plans. Okay, so those are the big losses. If I missed anybody, let me know. Additions. So I know this is not a fan favorite right now, but I think people are going to really like Isaiah Pacheco because the guy runs hard and plays hard. And I think that he's looking for a new situation, and he's really going to come in motivated. So I'm really hoping this guy just balls out. So Isaiah Pacheco was a big addition for us. Also, too, we talked about the line, adding Ben Barch, getting Juice Scruggs in the trade for Montgomery. Let's see what else.
Kate Mays.
Kate Mays. There you go. That's a big one. Kate Mays from the Panthers. Thank you, Sonia. Hopefully he's going to be a stud. And then drafting Blake Miller, Lake Borum. So they did a really good job on the line. They added depth. They added young pieces. They added semi-young pieces. So, and then moving Panay to left tackle, fantastic. Set it and forget it. Like they say in the fantasy draft, just set it and forget it. He'll be fine. He'll be a stud. Receivers, we hope Tesla's going to have a bigger year.
It's going to have to.
Yeah, it's going to have to, yeah. And then we'll see what happens after that. Dortch. But then you look at the defensive side, DJ Wantham, I think he's going to be the starter. So that was a good addition. Derek Moore in the draft. I think he's going to be solid for us going forward. We might have a Michigan tandem at some point on the ends. That'd be fun to watch.
Yes.
Eaton from safety, McCrary, like B was talking about earlier. I think he could be our nickel back. We brought back Maddox. So basically,
I'm going to say top three. Top three. Hey, Trey.
You saw the thing I put in the text though, but Steve Smith didn't think they weren't even.
I know that was.
Yeah, Steve Smith's a hater, man. I don't know what the hell he's thinking. I respect
and his excuse is, well, if you took away J-Mo's speed. What?
Well, that's said for a lot of receivers.
If you took away
take away Justin Jefferson's ability to catch, what is he?
I think Steve he's drinking his lunch when he does these things now.
Yeah, he probably found out he's gonna get fired from NFL Network or something like everybody else is.
Yeah, you never know.
So really, when I thought about with the Lions, and I think we can all agree on this, and I'm sure our rivals can agree on this too. If it's not for injuries, this team is winning the division 3 times in a row. They have the most talent. They have maybe not the best coaching, but the coaching is solid. Okay, I'll say that. He is coordinator dependent, but he also lost his coordinators, that last year, and it's hard to replace 2 coordinators. Sometimes it's hard to replace 1. He had to replace 2, and he lost a lot of his coaching staff too. Let's talk about that for a sec. He added a lot of pieces last year, and he had to add more pieces this year too. So, I mean, he's in flux with a lot of different coaches. So I think that if injuries aren't the problem with this team is either in a Super Bowl, won a Super Bowl, and has won the division at least 3 times in a row. But the fact is, injuries are part of the game, and we have been hit hard with the injury bug the last 2 years. And we are where we are, right? We went 15-2, had that injury bug, lost to the Commanders in the divisional. This year, had a lot of injuries on the line, a lot of inexperience in some places, and it was a clusterfuck. Let's just call it what it was. It was a mess. And I thought we gained some momentum at around the end, maybe not actually at the end, but around the end. And then it just kind of blew up in the Minnesota game, and then that was it. We wrapped up with 9 wins.
I think us not winning the division, ending up in last place, not having a losing record though, but I think doing all that this year, I think it was a come down to earth for the Lions to go, okay, we have to get back on track to where we were 2 years ago. So, they have reason to go back and win. It's not like, okay, well, we already know we won the division last year. Got it. We got to get that. No, they didn't win last year. So now that is a little etch in the box that you still got to do. So we got to get on the bus to win the division again, and then we got to get back in the playoffs. Blah 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 blah. So they got to have goals set now again to restart this run.
Yeah, I think the whole, like I said at the beginning of last season, I said the whole thing is going to ride on what their offensive line does, and sure enough, that's how the Lions went the way their offensive line went. Their offensive line was so malaligned that it just cost them games, and they just came out.
Goff had to run. He couldn't run, but he had to run.
Right, and he still put up numbers, and that's the thing we were talking about. But
and that's my point. B is that with a depleted defense the year before, had injuries on the defense this year, but also had injuries on the O line. This team still won 9 games. Probably could have won at least 10 or 11, right? There were games where we could have won.
Pittsburgh game was bullshit.
Yeah.
Philadelphia game was bullshit.
We could have beat Minnesota, with that sorry ass quarterback.
Stop going for it 500 damn times, Dan.
Yeah,
Kick a field goal. We would have won the game.
Steelers game was bullshit. I don't care what nobody say. Literally did everything.
But I mean,
you know why it was? Because Aaron Rodgers on the other side. Sorry, Liz. I know that's.
Oh yeah, that was probably Alex's worst game too. Not covering that pass and then falling and then allowing the guy to get up and score. Yeah. But anyways,
it was Robbie.
Come on, Robbie. You know it was bullshit.
Hey, Robbie, and you know who got called for that hold on Tesla was Chuck Clark.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He interfered with Tesla on that play, which should have been another chance out of that. But anyways, we're not going to go backwards. But here's the thing. I think when I look at the Lions in the last 3 years, the roster is solid. It's just health. That's the only issue with this team. It's just health. If we have those players, you're looking at a whole different ball game. And I think that I will give Brad credit in this aspect. This year, going to the offseason, they tried to add depth as much as they can in certain places. The offensive line, we talked about all the depth they added there. The secondary has a lot of guys in there, other bodies that we needed, and the D line.
Damn scared I'm hating on that punk.
Screw Aaron Rodgers. Anyways, So that's what I'm saying. So I think that the Lions will finish number 1 this year if we can stay healthy for the most part. I'm going to throw that caveat out there because that is always the big issue is can we stay healthy and not lose key positions like we have the last 2 years? If we can do that, the Lions will win the division and then we'll get into the playoffs and we'll see.
Their offensive line has to be, again, one of that center because offense is definitely the Lions' strong part. It's not the defense. So the line, when we won those 15-2 games, the year that we won the NFC conference, it was up to Goff. Unfortunately, all the pressure was on him in that playoff game because the defense was still. He could not have a mistake. He could not have a mistake. Yeah, you could have a mistake. The offense had to win that game. I said they have to not punt in that game. So what happens? They punted. They lost.
They punted a lot.
You can't punt in this game. You can't.
Or they turned over the ball.
Washington was just as good offensively. All they had to do was just run down the field on our defense. The defense was crap, even with a Meek. And it's just like we got people out there that were parking lot attendants 2 hours ago that are playing on the defense.
Yeah.
Now I will say this: if the Lions don't win the division, I would probably say the Bears will probably win again because the Bears probably have arguably the second best roster behind us.
Yeah, and it's improved. I think their defense has definitely improved.
Well, hopefully it's improved. It was there was no D in Chicago in anything for Chicago. was terrible.
All they were good at is getting turnovers. And I said that's not going to work in the playoffs.
They always are good at turnovers. Every year, it's like death taxes and getting turnovers.
Last year wasn't like an overstatement of they got blocked kicks where nobody blocks a kick, and it comes out of the blue. Like things came out of the blue.
Yeah, they got lucky in some aspects. There's no doubt about that.
There was
the
so
Cincinnati
much for the Bears last year.
Cincinnati one where the guy missed the tackle and they went to the house.
Yeah, they do got the best tight end core.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and they just drafted another tight end.
Cole Kmet and Loveland. Yeah, Cole Kmet is still he's earned his flowers. Loveland, let's see what he does in year 2.
Right.
They drafted another
Slappy, and I love Colston Loveland, bro. But let's see how he does consistently before we say, oh, that's just the best after 1 year.
Of course, they draft a lot of tight ends with all the check downs. Caleb Williams.
I will say this, J-Train, they might have the best tandem, but the Lions have the best tight end.
Boo Liz. Just boo her.
Oh, get out of here.
Boo this lady.
Liz, I want you to research Green Bay's offseason and then tell me what the hell they did. If their best addition if their best addition is Benjamin St. Juice, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it alone.
But Caleb, you're facing that off a couple of plays, J Train.
He's not accurate.
He's not the third best quarterback out of all the quarterbacks in the NFL. If you say he's the third best quarterback in the NFL, dude, we got problems. Because that dude was crap during the regular season.
Dude was dead last in freaking in completion percentage.
He can make the tough throws, but he can't make the easy throws.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yes.
But hey, but will y'all agree, like with J Train's point about the tight ends, they might have better duos, but we have the best tight end, right?
Well, yeah, when he's healthy.
Yeah,
that's all I gotta say.
Well, his overall body of work, man.
He ain't too clutch in the playoffs because they didn't go nowhere but one round.
He had a better year than Loveland did.
Who's what? Laporta?
Laporta, yeah, his first year. Yeah.
Well, it was Loveland's first year as well. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying he had a better year. Anyways. All right. So before we wrap the show up, any final thoughts? Anything that's on y'all's mind y'all want to discuss? We've gone through some good topics here, had some good debate. Anything else?
How do you guys think the new offensive coordinator fare with this offense?
I think he's gonna be fine.
We're talking about the NFC North, man. We ain't talking about overall.
Honestly, Jay, I think he's gonna be fine.
With Kittle because Kittle got a Achilles, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, he's coming back from one. Yeah.
He got a.
I think he's definitely on the PUP list. They put him on the PUP list already.
I'll give you my perception of Petsy.
Because you said Green Bay. Green Bay is a bad word on this show.
Listening.
Now, but when you root for Green Bay, that'd be like me rooting for Texas A&M, or that'd be like me rooting for Dallas.
What's wrong with Texas A&M?
How did Nate get caught in the strays?
No, Nate, you can do that, but by her being a Texas fan,
she's a Longhorn fan. She'll get
that'd be like me rooting for them.
Yeah.
That you can't say that to people from Michigan.
Yeah. But let's circle back to your question, Jay. So my personal opinion, I've listened to Petsing in his interviews, and I know B's gonna roll his eyes because it's just an interview. But all I'm saying is the way he talks and the terminology he uses and how he's talked about how these players are going to kind of be utilized, I feel more confident than I heard from Johnny Moore. Let's put it that way. I feel like he's kind of a clone of Ben Johnson. I'm not saying he's Ben Johnson, but I'm saying he's kind of a clone of him, that he's a studied guy. He wants to look at matchups. He wants to look at mismatches. And I think that he will put our players in the best position. And of course, it doesn't help when you have Jared Goff. It doesn't hurt when you have Jared Goff, who's accurate as hell and can get you any throw possible on the field to add to that equation, and the talent there, and the line should be more improved. So I think Petsing's going to do well this year. That's my opinion. And if not, they're still going to be around the top 10 offense, because even with Dan Campbell and Johnny Morton platooning, they still finish in the top 10 or top 10 offense, right?
Points.
There you go. Yeah, so I think the talent will outweigh the coaching.
Just about, they were.
Yeah. We were fifth in yards.
Okay, so there you go. With a platoon at offensive coordinator, I think Petting's going to be great.
With bad coaching.
With bad coaching, bad play calling.
That's talent all the way around. That's what that
exactly.
is.
So I think we'll be fine.
Okay. All right, Dave. That Chris.
I agree.
Okay.
Anything else before we wrap?
Yeah, I'm going to give a shout out to our merch company. They gave us these Forever Faith apparel.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Good job,
Jersey.
I did. My apologies.
I can't wait to get my T-shirt.
Oh, you didn't get the memo, Chrissy. We said that in the chat too.
I packed mine. It's in my box.
It's okay.
Going to another house.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm cool with that, J-Train. Hell yeah, I'll take that all day.
That's fair. That's fair. I like.
I got in between.
I still think it's going to be a battle. I think Chicago is a much improved team. I think
now J-Train, if you're an honest person, do you have them beating the Saints?
No, hell no. He already said they ain't beating the Saints.
Oh, okay.
The Lions?
Yeah.
I'm just asking the question. I want to see what his honest answer is. So you're right. He did say that.
Beat the Saints.
He did say he ain't going to beat the Saints.
They open up at home?
See, he told you.
All right. There you go. J-Train is a Saints fan. Shout out to the Who Dat Nation.
Boy, I need some money on this one. Oh my God.
I want to see what Chuck looks like in year 2, J-Train.
I'm gonna tell you. It's like this. I think the Saints are going to win that division. I think they are the most improved team in that division. They are pretty good.
I would say Panthers or Saints, one of those two.
The Panthers.
No, it's only on line 3.
I love it. Next one.
You know what? Their real proof is going to come the first week in Chicago when Chicago plays them there.
Oh man, that's going to be.
But you know what though? That's a good team for us to play out the gate because they're a team from like that have not like they have a lot to ride. I know. They coming out the gate, they're gonna have a lot of like, hey, we're good. We're gonna take
we kind of need that kind of game because I feel like last year against Green Bay, that was tough for us with a new O-line. And Micah Parsons lining up, it was like child's play out there, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, guys, be nice. All right. So we're looking forward to that Saints game, first game of the year. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be in Ford Field. It's going to be raucous and crazy.
I will be at the Atlanta Falcons game.
I will be at the Chicago Bears game on Thanksgiving.
Awesome.
We're gonna kick their ass. Take names.
You gotta get a turkey hat. You gotta get a turkey hat. I have one.
Our promotions team is going to be doing the tailgating for the first game against the Saints.
There you go.
So
yeah,
we're going to be throwing out some one ass cheek, 3 toes merchandise and getting our word spread.
Got a few too. So.
And I'll probably get on Facebook Live and do some things on there.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, big things coming. By the way, let's do some shout outs real quick. Shout out to Robbie, always listening to our show. Shout out Robbie. Good luck with Pittsburgh this year.
Yep.
And then
my
Sonia
J-Train.
or Bernard. Bernard. Shout out
to Bernard. Yeah.
Bernard. And then J-Train, Steve-O. Yeah. Shout out to all y'all guys. Good luck in training camp. Hopefully no serious injuries. Want to have a good training camp and be healthy for the regular season. That's the goal every year. But yeah, the show is going through some changes. We're going to be adding some stuff. We're working on a web page. Super excited about that. We got more merch rolling out. I'm going to get my bucket hat very soon. It's going to look fly. Can't wait. So yeah, again, shout out to our merchandise team out there. Thank you for everything.
You got to get your turkey hat.
I'll get one. Yeah. I'll probably be selling them at the gate, so I'll definitely grab one for sure.
Yes, you got to get the turkey hat, man.
But yeah, so shout out to the merchandise team for all the great merch that you gave us. Once again, I'm wearing the jersey. B's wearing the polo. Jay, what you wearing? T-shirt?
I think he's got the T-shirt. Man. Yeah. Oh, the polo. Okay.
T-shirts are fly, man.
That's my favorite one right here.
Yeah, those T-shirts are fly, man. They're
still waiting to get my T-shirt.
Yeah. Well, you know who to talk to. But yeah, so anyways, so great show, guys. Super excited about the season. We're gonna probably discuss when we'll roll the next show out, because training camp will be starting this coming week. So we'll have some updates. We might do some more roster talk or stuff like that. But yeah, it's gonna be fun times. So we're ramping up the season, fellas. So any final thoughts before we close it out?
FTP.
Always.
FTP.
Always. All day, every day.
Oh, thank you, NCF.
One of y'all needs to get a sign in the back that literally says FTP with a finger.
Hey, you know what?
All right, I challenge y'all.
I low-key should.
You should.
Oh yeah, Jay Weezy. We gonna be down there on that Saints game, so we already talked about maybe you coming down there for the
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Y'all okay, and I'll be there.
Be stacked.
Yeah, check us out, man. Listen to our podcast. What's up?
You coming too?
Yeah. Nah, not to the Saints one now. I'll be there Thanksgiving. That's my goal.
I'll be there.
So
yeah, bro.
Sweet. Yeah. And check out our podcast. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube page. One Chicken Three Toes, and Instagram, TikTok. Hell, we're on everything. So check us out. And we always love feedback. So if you have anything out there you wanted to talk on the show or want to come on the show at any time, just let us know. We'd love to have you on.
Yeah, so, we might try to do the same kind of thing we did in our off season last season. I know we all got kind of discuss it, but the division battles, the NFC South and the NFC North and the NFC East.
They didn't want that smoke. They didn't want that smoke.
So I mean, if we do that we'll get people on. We'll have a nice little discussion. We'll have everybody go at it. I think the AFC East was the one that was the most spark, didn't it? The Giants and Dallas.
Oh yeah,
I think they had.
Yeah, Sonya held that one down. Shout out Sonya. She held that one down. She killed everybody on that show, on that segment. God dang.
Yeah, I think the
everybody
NFC
caught strays on that show. Hell, we even caught strays. We're hosting it.
I think we had a pretty good one too in the NFC North. But yeah, we'll try to do that again, maybe.
Yeah, we'll collaborate some ideas. We got like Bobby.
I'm sorry. Shout out to Liz, who's our promo person. She's
Liz is always on there. She don't need no flowers. She has the flowers. She makes the flowers.
She is a flower. There you go.
There you go.
Uh-oh.
She's like, oh hell no.
Not a flower. She is not a flower. She is not that delicate, I promise you.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Okay.
She is not
a
flower.
All right. Well, moving on from flowers. All right. Well, again, want to thank everybody for coming on the show. It was great seeing y'all. Great. Thank you for listening to the show. Once again, go to YouTube, One Ass Cheek and Three Toes. Like and subscribe to our show. We'll be having a show pretty soon. We'll put it out there with the promotions. And One Pride. Have a good night. We're out. Peace.
Peace.